Alright guys, just thought I'd give you a little update on a project I've been working on. This was kind of a sporadic purchase. I found it on eBay, and I'm glad she's keeping herself busy. But anyway, may look like an old laptop has just exploded across my floor, but I'll explain what this is all about. Starting around the mid-90s, when I started getting into computers and working on computers, I had always wanted a Powerbook 100, which was the first true portable Macintosh with a battery built in. And even in the mid-90s, when the computer was, 5, 6, 7 years old, it was more often that you would find dead Powerbooks than working ones. You would find more that were not working than working. These are very problematic machines, and they've been plagued with issues. And as a result, what was a relatively common laptop is now getting increasingly more difficult to find, as people are throwing these out, or they're being recycled and whatnot. So I found this on eBay, and the seller was the original owner, and he listed it with the system disks, and saying that the computer lit up, but nothing was happening on the screen. So I purchased the machine, and I got it for what I felt was a decent price, which was about $30. Seller shipped it to me, and unfortunately he literally threw it in a priority flat rate box with no padding, and the floppy drive proceeded to beat the crap out of the laptop, and it did not survive. This is actually the screen from that Powerbook. So the case was busted, the screen was busted. Basically this was a dead project. Well, I went on to a forum and posted an inquiry that I didn't think I would get much of a reply on for a Powerbook 100 case, and gentleman on there had an extra screen, extra case, all the parts I needed to continue working. So now what I've done is I've managed to put together a complete machine with the feet on the side and the port covers on the back, which I did not have before. But it does not work still. I'll show you where I'm at. So, got the Happy Mac this time, but this is all we get. Just a illuminated screen, and contrast and brightness doesn't really change much of anything. I'll explain why. So over here we'll look at this other motherboard, and this is the Powerbook 100 motherboard, and on top of here is the CPU card. There's your Motorola 68000 16 megahertz. Now these capacitors here are surface mount aluminum capacitors, and these are 9 times out of 10 the problems with these Powerbooks. They leak, they dry up, and the computer shows signs of either sporadic booting or the blank screen or all kinds of issues, or just failing to boot at all. And this motherboard does not boot at all, which I suspect the capacitors are the issue. So what I've done is I've ordered some new capacitors. They should be here today, and then we'll move on to the second part of this video, replace the caps, and see if we can get it working. Alright, capacitors are in, so let's get these installed. Now, just a word of advice if you guys are trying to recap one of these motherboards yourself, or really any motherboard or circuit board that's got these type of capacitors on them. Easiest way to pull them off is just get you a pair of pliers, slowly rock back and forth, and there it goes. And you can see the crud and all the junk that's leaked out of these capacitors over the years. This is really a mess. Oh man, the corrosion under some of these old capacitors is just incredible. Alright, we're getting there. Got all the big ones changed out. Alright, so fast forward about a half an hour. I've changed all of the capacitors, including the capacitor that's on the CPU board. Went ahead and reinstalled the CPU board and the extra memory and put the case back together. I plugged it in already, and it didn't automatically turn on like it was doing before, so that's a good sign. That means at least something has changed. Now hopefully it will actually turn on and work. So let's see what happens. Hey! Let's see if we get a cursor. And there we go. Got a cursor at least. Now whether or not it'll boot to the hard drive, which is likely dead, is unlikely, but at least it is now working. And I guess I can find out whether or not this floppy drive actually works too. So there you have it. Changing the capacitors now took a PowerBook that was seemingly dead and has made it operational again. So hopefully this will last. These are high quality Nichicon capacitors. Hopefully these will last for 20 something odd more years. But I hope you guys don't throw these PowerBooks out. Just change all the capacitors, because it can cause all kinds of crazy issues and you might think your PowerBook is dead. And really this applies for any old electronics. Don't throw them out, fix them. And if you guys have done this yourself or need some advice, just post a comment. And as always, I appreciate you guys watching.